2017 was a high point for Drake. He was announced to be the first ever host for the 2017 NBA Awards on TNT, and to his credit, it was good humor.
You know, I do want to say, LeVar Ball is proof of something that doesn't get enough attention in this country. The black father that's around too much. He's just there all the time. Doesn't miss a birthday, a game. He's around all the time.
Before he was Drake, he was wheelchair basketball legend Jimmy Brooks. His love for the sport is tied hand and foot with his music, and it's clear that he still shares love for it till this day. His embassy features a gigantic My Court, one that he actually invites real players to practice in. His presence in the NBA has long been standing, forming a friendship with LeBron all the way back in 2009, which led to courtside seats, the documentary The Carter Effect, and them regularly watching Sierra Canyon High School basketball games together. Let's not forget, Aubrey is a huge fan of girls' high school basketball. He was at one point the coach of a team, not holding up that position for too long since he was undoubtedly creepy. Graduating at Drake University, where he was begged to perform due to them sharing a common name. Like the troll he is, he showed up to the Iowa campus at 2:30 a.m. to find only one student awake. When he began knocking on the doors, they didn't bother or thought he was a murderer. But most were just disappointed they didn't get to see him. They got hashtag bring Drake to Drake trending on Twitter. Drake jerked them with I'ma pull up on ya, disappointing them again by not pulling up on them, since he was too busy bandwagoning the University of Kentucky, starting all the way back in 2010 when he had a proud girlfriend moment with a young DeMarcus Cousins. In July of 2012, when the Wildcats won the NCAA title, Drake received a complimentary championship ring, which would be Kentucky's last, but weirdly the first of many for Drake. And if you're wondering why he got one, it's because he goes all the way back with coach John Calipari, who asked him to narrate The Bluegrass Kingdom, a documentary about the Kentucky Wildcats. In July of 2015, this photo was taken of Drake with a newer Kentucky recruit, causing controversy for breaking NCAA guidelines somehow, which leads me to an even bigger point. The NCAA needs to change. They control their players way too much and run a monopoly system, with former college athletes often complaining about their mistreatment, superstars going hungry, and all the sexual misconduct that goes on there. Would you guys want to see a video where I talk about all that? I swear I'm not a one-trick pony, all right? It'd be some wild things you could never imagine could happen in college basketball. In July of 2016, another situation occurred when Drake took this photo with point guard Tyler Ulis at a Chicago afterparty, being considered as preferential treatment, leading to his relationship with the Wildcats souring for a bit until 2023 when they were seen practicing at his court. His days at Kentucky often led to a ton of memeable moments, ones that he himself recognized. But if you were around during the 2014 Twitter era, there's a certain chance you might remember this little video.
I think that battle tested this group. We just saw Drake take a jump shot. I mean, he didn't even draw iron.
Yeah. But can we give, look, understanding that this is also, we talked about this.
Yup, he wasn't going to cut the team, so he took his talents to South Beach, being denied access into the Miami Heat locker room after they won the 2013 NBA Finals. The security guard told him no one's allowed without a media pass. Drake responded with, I am the media.
No, this is media. Pure media.
Drake getting turned down. Visiting Drake. He's with us. Did that just happen?
Yeah.
Obviously, he wasn't, but he did go on a press tour of a lifetime, being interviewed more than the literal players. But why did he care so much about the Heat? Wait, but no, he's actually a Golden State Warriors fan. No, that's just because he liked KD and Steph Curry at the time. Wait, he's actually a Phoenix Suns fan. No. That's just because he wanted to spite Kanye West and rub toes with Devin Booker. Wait. Oh yeah, he's a Toronto Raptors fan. Drake's always supported two teams, his hometown Raptors and whoever he wanted to sleep with at the time. But by September of 2013, his appreciation for Toronto was well noticed, being nominated to serve as the role of the Raptors global ambassador, meaning courtside seats, access to locker rooms, custom jerseys, and perks that not even money can buy, including the OVO Athletic Center for the Raptors to train in, and his own event called Drake Night, where they collaborate with OVO to put on a show. When asked about his opinions on Drake Night, Kevin Durant said,
We put a team on the foul line. put a team on the foul line that much, they bound to score a lot. So.
And this was Drake Knight here, and he's the one who just interrupted us. Give me a taste of what the trash talk was like, what the what the interaction was like with your buddy there.
I don't give a damn about no damn Drake Knight.
However, that did not stop Drake from getting a tattoo of KD and Steph Curry's jersey numbers while in a photo shoot wearing LeBron's high school jersey. But as an ambassador, he now played a role with tampering, resulting in those Kentucky violations, and in August of 2014, KD attended one of Drake's shows, receiving a shout-out asking him to come play in Toronto, which violated the NBA's anti-tampering laws, resulting in the Raptors being fined $25,000 for Drake's actions. Although he's not a player, Drake's made his presence known on the court, and it's usually not for good reasons. Other than the occasional times he's ruined historical photos, he's gotten into verbal exchanges with the players themselves, including Game 1 of the 2018 playoffs, where he had some heated words with Kendrick Perkins telling him to meet him on the court. In May of 2019, when the Raptors had their first real shot at winning the NBA Finals, Drake was courtside, playing well for the team, averaging about 14 points during the finals. But in Game 1 against the Warriors, he covered up his tattoos and started running up his mouth. He was previously warned about his conduct during Game 4 against the Bucks, where he was seen trolling Giannis, doing cringeworthy emotes on missed free throws. He was even using Coach Bud's daughter as an Instagram profile pic? What the fuck? But what got officials most frustrated with him was him massaging head coach of the Raptors, Nick Nurse. Not anything too crazy, but it did bring up questions about boundaries and safety. During the finals against the Warriors, he was more belligerent, calling Draymond Green trash, picking fuzz out of Steph Curry's hair, and overall being a nuisance to the team he loved just 3 years ago. During the second game, he wore a hoodie mocking an injured Kevin Durant. Bro, you're friends with him. And he was also posting hundreds of memes. Even Obama had to ask if he was behaving himself. By this point, most regular people would have been kicked out, but Adam Silver issued a personal statement to Drake warning him about his misconduct, telling this grown man to keep his hands to himself, and that boundaries should be set in place between a superfan and the teams, ones that he shouldn't cross. To be fair, most players and professional athletes don't take Drake seriously. Draymond wasn't worried about him. He's still good friends with Kevin Durant and Steph Curry, and his presence did garner a ton of press. When the Raptors thankfully won the 2019 NBA Finals, Drake received a complimentary ring for his role as team ambassador, but he also got himself another custom ring to pretend like he actually did something. In February of 2020, Drake opened up his own recreational league named Sanctuary Basketball League, the poor man's NBA, and in May of 2021, his team won their championship, so Drake bought each of his teammates a $50,000 ring. In September of 2022, his team won their second championship back-to-back, so he bought himself a $100,000 custom ring, with all of this being made by Jason of Beverly Hills, the NBA's custom jeweler. Lastly, he called upon his connections within the girls' high school basketball world, recruiting Lil Cece on the beat for Money in the Grave. But she's since come out to say that people who try to paint Drake as creepy for that are weirdos. In September of 2023, Noah Lyles made himself hated to the entire NBA world, and one Canadian who said no one in the league rates him. Like Drake, what are you doing here? Go back home. This is an NBA conversation. Fair enough. Drake can't shoot. He bandwagons teams, players, and coaches. Can't trash talk without looking sassy. He can't even get a real six pack. And has the worst luck betting on teams. Dubbed the Drake curse by many, it's a real fear professional athletes face, wherein they don't want Drake supporting their team because it could potentially lead to their loss.